this tutorial on how to make graphs on Excel, in Excel. So we have our raw data table here, and this information actually comes from a lab report I did about craters. But anyways, we have our independent variable, and we have its five intervals. We have our dependent variable with its five trials, and the data itself. So let's start on how to make tables. You can make any table just by typing in your information um, just like that, and selecting the cells and making borders between those cells. So if you go to the Home tab and the Font group, you can actually find this icon and you can select all the old borders and you can get a table as simple as that. Or you can choose to use the pre-designed tables made by Excel. If you go to the Insert tab and to the Tables group, you're going to find this table icon and you can actually uh, start working on a table from scratch, and it's basically the same thing. You just have a little bit more of flexibility in terms of working with tables, as you can customize the color of your tables and stuff like that. But for this tutorial, we're just going to stick with the black and white um, table. So before we start plotting any data, we have to find the average for our range of values. So remember that before you calculate something in Excel, you have to type in the equal sign. And now we can type in average, open parentheses, and select the range of values, close parentheses, and hit enter. And you're gonna get your average. If you drag it, if you drag it down, you're going to repeat the formula for the cells that are below. So that's really handy. Um, Now for the uncertainty of a range of values, remember that you want to find the maximum value of that set of values and then subtract the minimum value of that range of values and then divide everything into two. And that's how you get the uncertainty. And if you drag it down, just as we did before, you're going to repeat the formula on the cells that are below. And you're going to save yourself a lot of time there. Now we can actually graph our data. If you go to the Insert tab and to the Charts group, you're going to find this icon where it displays every kind of scatter plot that you can make. And a scatter plot is basically the same thing as a dispersion graph. Now remember that you have to select your independent variable first, hit the Control button, and select your dependent variable. And now you can actually make a chart. Now, just so that we can see our values a lot better and closer, you can double click on the Y values. And in this section, this menu will pop up. And in this section that says bounds, this is so that you can see your data a lot closer. So we know that our lowest point is 6.4. So if we type in 6, you can, as you can see, you see your values a lot closer now. You can also write the title for your chart. You just have to double click on the already existing title. And in this case, it's the average diameter versus height, right? And you can also add the axis values. So axis title, sorry. If you select your chart, design tab is going to appear. If you select that and go to the chart layouts group and to the add chart element icon, you can find a lot of options. So in this case, we're going to add the axis title. So our independent variable in this case is our height. So I'm just going to copy that real quick and paste it here. And you can move it, by the way, and you can also add a title for the Y value. So in this case, it's the average diameter in centimeters. Now you can also add your error bars. If you go to the same icon that we've been going to for the last two steps, you're going to find this option that says error bars. So go to the option that says more error bar options, and you can choose to have both directions or not, or end styles. I'm just going to use the pre-designed ones. Go to the custom part and specify your values. Your positive error value is going to be the same as your negative error value. And if you hit OK, you're going to see that you're going to have your error values. And now you can add your trend line. So you go to the same part we've been going through and select trend line and linear, and you will get your linear trend line just like that. It's really simple.